to take this picture so I can have the picture of the primary bronchi? And then you send it to me, will you?
How's that look?
Can you blow it a little bit more? Yeah, so that it's showing, you see? Left and right primary bronchi. Can you scoot down a little bit? I know, scoot down so you can see the gallbladder so that you know that's on the right. Yeah, thank you. And then you just send them to me, and then I'll pick the best and I'll put. she's laughing. She's getting all the infusion of endorphins. She's getting all the endorphins for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Very good. So now she's already switched it on, did she? Okay, very good. So now we're doing the digestive system. She doesn't waste no time, and right because it's right there, and we cannot ignore it even if we try. We're gonna go through the lobes of the liver. Do you see now? Okay, like that. So this will be the left lateral lobe. Okay, I know the left median lobe looks a little small, and which it does. So this is the left median lobe. Okay, and then of course the big one, which is the bulk of the, is the right median lobe. Okay, and the right median lobe, we know is the right one because it will house the gallbladder right here. So if I point to this and I'm like, what's that organ? You say gallbladder. Okay, it stores the bile that has been produced by the liver. The liver produces bile and it's stored in the gallbladder, just like the kidneys produce urine and it's stored in the urinary. Isn't that cool? And then for the right lateral lobe, you gotta go all the way to what's left gotta do with it to the side here, to the lateral side, and you will definitely see it. It's got these two lobes. So there is the right lateral lobe, okay, and you could see the hepatic sort of no, the renal flexure like a little bit to accommodate the kidney, which is this one. Do you see how the indentation or the impression of the right lateral lobe on the kidney right there? Okay, so there is that. So both of these lobes are right lateral lobe. And then finally the fifth lobe would be this one here, which is the caudate lobe. You understand? Caudate lobe. Okay? And then now we go to the stomach, since it's right there and we cannot ignore it. Okay? Like I said, the majority of the esophagus is gonna be where? In the thoracic cavity, okay? It only goes down the esophageal hiatus, which is a little hole in the diaphragm through which the esophagus goes, and it goes maybe for a couple of centimeters into the abdominal cavity, okay? And then, of course, it will be punctuated by the cardiac sphincter, which in the exam, I'll be like, I don't even need to point to it. I'll be like, what regulates gastric filling? What structure regulates gastric filling? And what do you say? Cardiac sphincter, okay, or lower esophageal sphincter if you prefer, but cardiac sphincter is good enough for me. Okay, it's easier to spell too. Okay, by the way, no spelling list for the digestive and respiratory system. You understand? At least you guys gotta grow up a little and be able to spell. Okay, so that's the only exam that I don't give you a list. Okay, so you just know in advance not to ask me, do we have a list? You don't for the digestive and respiratory system. Is that cool?
Can you tell me the question again for the cardiac sphincter?
What regulates gastric filling? Okay? What regulates gastric filling? And you'll be like, cardiac sphincter. Okay? And then, of course, you could see this is the lesser curvature of the stomach and this is the lesser omentum. And you can't miss it a mile away. The greater omentum would be this. Ding, 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 ding. You understand? All this is greater omentum. Okay, so there's the greater curvature of the stomach. Okay, and then you could see right there, you could even feel it with your little finger if you were to feel it, but you could see right there, the stomach is ends at the pyloric sphincter. And I'm going to say, what regulates gastric emptying? What structure regulates gastric emptying? And then you'll be like, pyloric sphincter. Okay? And pyloric sphincter is right there by the pyloric region or pylorus. Remember, the pylorus is the antrum, which is kind of wide and is by the body, of which the majority of the stomach is the body. You understand? And then the pyloric antrum, and then tapers into even like a canal, which is the pyloric canal. Both those regions make the pylorus. So if I put a and it's thicker, you can see how it's very thick over here and it's lighter the rest of the body. So if I point an arrow here and I'm like, what's that region of that organ? you'll be like pyloric region or pylorus, one of those two. You understand? Pyloric region or pylorus. If I put somewhere in the middle, which is the bulk of the stomach, you'd say, and I'm like, what's that region of that organ? And then you'd be like, body. Okay? Then the fundus is kind of sort of this upper circular part, which kind of sort of goes a little bit on top of the cardiac sphincter, a little bit. So if I put a picture here to the end here, you'd be like, and I'm like, what's that region of that organ? You'll be like, fundus. This is the only region that I will not ask about the cardia, which is the immediate region surrounding and inferior to the cardiac sphincter, okay? I won't ask that, okay? But in the human, you should know about it and you should see it in the pictures there. But I will ask about the fundus, which is that dome-shaped part, superior a little bit to the cardiac sphincter, okay? And then the rest of it is the body, and then towards the duodenum anyway would be the pyloric region, and then it's terminated by the pyloric sphincter, which regulates gastric emptying. So you see what I'm saying? For some questions, you know how I do for the bonus. I don't even need to point to stuff. I use stuff that I can ask without you guys. Is it correct? Okay, we'll see you later, and we're gonna keep recording. Greater omentum, okay, and then we do this, and of course this is the spleen. Okay, we're gonna be asking it in the digestive system, and right there is the spleen. You understand? But you know what the system the spleen belongs to, correct? The lymphatic system. But we can't ignore it because it's right there, okay? So we ask about it, but I want you to know the system that it belongs to. You understand? So there's the spleen, and then if I scoot my dill thingy like that, do you understand? Do you understand? Look here. What is this organ? This is all the pancreas. You see, it goes to the spleen, right? So all this is the pancreas. See this white nodular organ, pancreas, 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 and then pancreas, and then it's surrounded by the duodenum. You will know because the duodenum is straight out of the stomach. So, but you also know the pancreas. All this is pancreas. And you could see on your pictures there. So this is the duodenum for the small intestine. Yeah, and you see the pancreas. It goes along the pancreas. And the pancreas goes all the way from the duodenum like that, the head of the pancreas, and it continues to go across all the way to the spleen. Okay, so there's the pancreas. I could put an arrow here, and I'm like, what's that organ? You say pancreas. Arrow here, pancreas, pancreas, pancreas. Arrow here, pancreas. Arrow there, duodenum. You understand? The first short part of the small intestine. And then if I put an anywhere in the middle, jejunum. You understand? Jejunum. And then I'll look for my colon in order to identify the ileum. So the ileum would be like right there. You understand? Boom. That's the ileum because you see the colon. So there's the cecum right here. Cecum, and then that's the ascending colon. Do you understand? So if I put a picture here, ascending colon, and then anyway here, that's the mesentery. This is mesentery proper. You can just call it mesentery in the exam. You understand? Okay? And then, do you get it? You see? So you see the inverted U that I was talking about. So this is the cecum, and then the ileum, I'll put it close to the colon, okay? So that you know it's the ileum. But anyway in the middle will be jejunum, even though you cannot see the demarcation. And anywhere close to the stomach by the pancreas is duodenum. Those are the three parts of the small intestine, correct? All right? So now we're doing the large intestine now. We start with the cecum right here. There's the ileocecal junction, I guess. Okay, not I guess, but it is right there because this is the ileum and this is the cecum. So that's the ileocecal junction. The cecum, there's no appendix as you notice. This is a cat. Ascending colon, and then the inverted U, you'll see wherever it curves, if I point there, that will be the transverse colon, okay, transverse colon, and then descending colon. You see there's already poop in there a little bit, but anyway, this is the descending colon, and the cat has no sigmoid colon, you understand? Sigmoid colon, it will end up as the rectum down here, and you can see the urinary bladder right there. You see, there's the urinary bladder.
You know, that looks so much different than what I feel like I look at the pictures.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, you will see the pictures will show the going down. This one is just full of poop, That's or feces, if I call it correctly, and that's why it's kind of thick like that. In there, it's probably flat because it was empty, and it's really flat. But you could see it going down. So there's the descending, and then there's the rectum in there. You understand? Rectum, and this is the urinary bladder right there. Okay, and then you could see the, the internal spermatic artery right there going into the spermatic cord, because this is a boy. You see, these are the the testes. Okay, you see what I'm saying? It's going down there. It's going in there. Yeah. So anyway, that's that, and that's the end of the digestive system.